Ellis, you want to get us going?
Yeah, coach, you always say the players usually tell you who to play. Do you feel like that's been the case through 4 weeks, or do you still kind of not have a great idea of who to play on each given day, just going into conference play?
Yeah, I'd say really, the toughest thing right now for me is probably, the third base position, and the DH position. Maybe I'll just match up with the DH. And, you got a pretty good battle going with, when I say battle, now that uh, I guess that Stovall's back, that's his spot for the most part, and you got Holt and Sprague Lott at third, and then you got Souza, who's been swinging it really good. And so those are, maybe those three guys are the guys I got to, move around a little bit.
And just with Missouri, overall impressions, what kind of sticks out to you about their baseball team?
Well, I look at their numbers, they're hitting about 290, fielding about the same as we are. Our numbers aren't too different. Their top of the line pitchers have done well. They're weekend starters and maybe one or two of their relievers. Other than that, it's just watched a little bit here and there and followed some scores. And I know that was a really big win for them on Tuesday night at Kansas to win that game in extra innings. So I think it's still too early to be able to know exactly what you're getting into. But when SEC games start, anything can happen. Teams usually elevate if they can, and we expect it to be a really good SEC series.
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, my question was just about the general feel. You've won 10 in a row, and maybe you're not tearing the ball up like you could, but just the general feel that you got Stovall back and you got Carter back, just how you feel going into conference play.
Yep, obviously feeling a lot better on the offensive side, having Peyton back in the lineup and swinging the bat really well, hitting the ball hard, and then on the defensive side as well. I mean, it gives us another option, experience in the middle. So I'm really liking that a lot. And with Dylan Carter coming back, he's still trying to get it back. He's thrown a lot of strikes, but he hasn't got his slider going, the way we know it will be in probably 2 more weeks or a few more outings. But as far as just not being injured or beat up, I mean, we're in a good position right now.
There's going to be a lot of Loviches in the ballpark on this weekend. Theirs has 5 home runs. Just wondering what you think kind of their hitting prowess so far.
Yeah, I mean, first off, freshman hitting 5 home runs, I might be leading his team and hitting up there, and Jackson, and then you got Ross here who swung the bat extremely well, been on base a lot, hit a home run the other day. It's hit some balls hard that have been caught, played solid defense. I think he'd tell you that he should have caught that ball the other night when the wind was pushing it around a little bit. But, then we have the youngest brother who's a senior in high school, will probably be here, and kind of neat. A lot of good baseball players in that family.
Jackson.
Hey Dave, do you guys expect maybe with how good the pitching staff has been that opposing teams might be a little bit more aggressive, whether that's steal, small ball, stuff like that, heading into SEC play?
Well, I think that the game will determine that, I guess, after an inning or two, that thing could switch up a little bit, maybe go away from what they normally do if that's not their game. But I think small ball is something that you have to do when you're facing really good teams and good pitching, because it's hard to score, So it's a tight game. Yeah, there's going to be some drag bunting or some advancing runners and hoping you can get a hit here and punch one in. And I mean, we play the same game. We just kind of, we go into the game knowing what the pitcher's all about for the most part, but then you got to see how it's going to be that night and how we're swinging the bat, what kind of swings are we taking off of them. And then you kind of know what to do after that.
And Nolan, you mentioned him earlier. I know the competition's heating up, and that's a good thing for the team. Is he a guy that maybe could project, maybe not this year, but down the road, play third base and shortstop in addition to second?
Yeah, he can play anywhere, honestly. I mean, he could play third, short, second, center field, right field. I mean, We've had him in the outfield catching some fly balls lately. Just because he's been really good in the box. You know, he doesn't look sped up. He doesn't look overmatched. He's laid off some pitches. He's taken his walks, and obviously the ball jumps off his bat. So just a really good athlete, still learning the game a little bit, obviously, but you know, done a great job, especially for being a true freshman.
Dudley. Mentioned having Peyton Stovall leading off in the preseason. Now you got him back. How do you see the top of that lineup going, or is it just kind of a fluid thing against who you're facing?
Yeah, I think we'll probably leave him at the top. And then, you know, it just makes our lineup deeper. Obviously, it's kind of nice to have another left-handed bat, and he handles lefties pretty good. So you don't really have to jump him around too much there. You know, if we had say a returner in the lineup that hit leadoff last year, you know, then I might hit him in the 2-hole. But I'm fine with him there. You know, we feel like that. I don't know, like a Wilmsmeyer is hitting in the 9-hole is kind of like having a second leadoff guy as far as speed and opportunity to steal a base or score from first on a double. Just a guy that can run. So maybe that second time through, 7, 8, 9 can do a little bit of work, and then, you know, Peyton can drive him in.
Ellis, you got anything else?
Yeah, Coach, I was just wondering with your starting pitchers, obviously you want to keep those guys available for June, but you haven't really had to depend on them too much. Haven't seen much over about 80 pitches. Do you think their workload might see a little uptick here in conference play?
Yeah, you know, we've tried to take care of them and pull them 80 pitches or so, and you know, first weekend a little less, second a little more, and you know, in Smith's case, he didn't get to his number the first weekend. Second weekend was amazing. Third and fourth been pretty good as well, but we've taken care of them. You know, we just try to, you know, we had a short week with Hagan because he threw on Saturday and he's throwing this Friday, so it's a day less. So we took him out of the game an inning earlier than we normally would have at this time of year. So they'll kind of show us what to do, but the number's higher if they can reach it. You know, if it's a stressful 90 pitches or so, you know, maybe you get them out early. But if it's an easy 80, let them go out, and if they get to 100, let them go. You know, just finish them up right around there. But yeah, they've done a good job of throwing enough strikes that, you know, they could keep their pitch counts down.
Jackson, you got anything else? Cool. Coach, thanks for your time.
Okay, see you guys. Thanks.